What's going on, YouTube? Out here with all my pretty little babies out on the deck getting some sun? Question mark? I don't know. It's pretty overcast, so that's a good time to have these guys out here. I don't know how long they've been out here for, like not an hour yet, but probably gonna leave them out here until almost nightfall. Here's the update on my Ahi Fantasy. Looking a little rough there. This guy, actually, I was putting my cups up on the deck rail, and this guy fell off the deck rail and out of the cup completely. Out of both cups. There were two cups scattered on the ground and this plant. I don't think I had much root growth coming through the cup. I didn't find any roots hanging around, but anyway, long story short, I potted him up in here. Like I said, he's not looking so hot, but some of that is just damage from me. But anyway, this is my updated design. Got my fill tube there, double bucket design, bucket stacked on the other bucket, and as you can see, I put tons of holes all through here for air pruning. And yeah, I got my reservoir full here. And I even remembered, there it is right down there, my overflow. How about that? So, here's my little basket there, if it'll come through, hanging through the bottom, wicking up water. But that is how that is going. So, let's just step over here because I had a couple extra buckets, and I was going to do another one of these designs here, and thought, why waste 2 buckets on that? I really like the design. It's just kind of a waste whenever you think about it. So, here's the new plan. I've got 5 buckets, represented by bucket lids right now, and I'm going to set them all up like this. Pretty much it's like a Dutch bucket type design, but with a twist. So, at the very bottom of the bucket here, got my demonstration bucket over here. The reason there's only one is the other 4 are floating in my pool. What the heck did they have? Trichlor, and one was shock and swim. So what is that? Potassium monopersulfate. And whatever. Yeah, pool guy talk. Anyway, they're floating in the pool because I figure you can either fill them up with water and let them sit out in the sun, and that's a good way to get them all pretty clean, or I like to just throw them in the pool because then the chemicals go in the pool and there's no waste. So anyway, this is going to be the design right at the very bottom here. I'm going to screw in a male fitting, and then it is going to have an elbow. It's going to go to a T where it's going to go into another bucket, T, other bucket, T, other bucket, and then 90. So I also thought, well, this is going to be my leveler, and what that is all this will keep the water in all 5 of these buckets at the same height. So, in the middle bucket here, I may change design because I think I'm going to put it in the greenhouse, and I think it's going to be sloping this way. So I may use the farthest bucket down and use that as my area for my pump. But originally I was thinking dead center, and then what I would do is have it come up and then T and just go straight out both sides. And I've been getting pretty lucky with these male fittings here, screwing them into plastic buckets and, anything, by just Tefloning the living crap out of them and then screwing them right in using a 1-inch hole saw for a 3/4 inch bit here, and it bites. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, and the threads actually bite into the bucket. I'm going to try my luck and do that only with this poly pipe. This is sprinkler line, 1/2 inch. I'm going to hopefully drill a hole in my bucket somewhere around in here, probably about, I don't know, I still have to figure out where I'm going to do that, but probably right about in here somewhere. And I'm going to drill a hole straight through the bucket and out the other side. And I'm just going to push this pipe all the way through, straight through. And that will pretty much, that's why it's represented like this, it's pretty much going to go through the next bucket, through and out, through the next bucket, and then out the end. And then these, I'm not going to use these pieces, these are just my representation, because I went to the store today, and they don't really have like a cap that you can stick in here. I could find something to use, but I have a little bit of extra pipe, so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to stick out, I don't know, probably about that much extra on either side of the bucket, and then I'm going to take probably about this much or whatever, a small amount, and fold it back on itself. That's what you're supposed to do to to like tie off the line, like, you know, to end the line. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to leave it hanging out of the outside bucket. So in case I feel like adding extra ones, I can do that. Then, once I have these lines through here, you can see these little purple or blue emitters here, or not emitters, spray nozzles, I think they were advertised as. So, when I bought my neck cups, I got 100 of them for 20 bucks on eBay, and they came with 20 of these. I think they were supposed to come with 10, but I got 20 of these little nozzles. So that is going to be my spray nozzles in the center of the bucket, spraying the root zone. And since I have bucket lids here, now I'm still deciding how many of these I'm going to do, because I'd really like to do just one, but 2 might be pretty good. 3 actually looks like it would work out pretty half decent, I guess. But probably could get 4 in there. I think 4 is going to be way too tight. I'm trying to think long term, but at the same time, I'm thinking short term solutions too. I got a lot of peppers that are going to need a home. So if I do 4, that's 5 buckets. That's 20 peppers that can find a home. Or, you know, 15 or 10 or 5. But, what was I going to say? Oh, I think I may have extra lids laying around. And if I do, then I'm pretty much probably going to do 4. And then when the time comes, I'll just pull the lid off, throw a new lid on that has one for, I don't know, 3 or 2 or whatever. But we'll cross that road when we get there. Oh, one other thing I was going to mention right here, this last piece right here, you could make that a T and then make a little length of pipe right there. And if you go to the sprinkler aisle, at the local box store, they should have a fitting that you can fit right on there that goes to a hose bib. And then you can just bring your hose over and put it right in. You could probably, well, in any of these buckets, I guess, you could get one of those auto fillers and just screw one of them into, like, say, your lowest bucket or whatever, and whenever it gets to a certain point, automatically fill. I'm going to be using hydroponic nutrients, mainly the Master Blend, so I believe. I may change my mind, I don't know, but for right now, that's the plan. So this is the way this is going to be set up. That's a long talk there, just about what I'm going to do. I didn't even get around to doing it. Alright, so I guess that would be time to go ahead and get started on this. Fish the buckets out of the pool, and I'll pretty much be ready. I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to look like there, kind of, sort of. But, yeah. So, oh, yeah, one other problem I am dealing with, if you can look there, if you notice the difference here, this is very, that one's even pretty crappy. But you notice this one, it is nice and super shiny. This one is kind of dirty, but more importantly, if you look at the plastic, it's starting to dry rot a little bit. Right here, it's really evident. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. If I push on it, I might be able to break it, but it's still pretty strong. So, I mean, it'll definitely work for this year, but I may be searching for new bucket lids anyway, a few of them anyway, for next year. And also my double bucket, the inside bucket, same thing with that. It was pretty much dry rotted like that, so I had to take my time while I was drilling all those holes in there. Anyway, let's get going, and let's see what this thing looks like. And we'll have to steal the pump out of the reservoir and to make this thing work, and I'll figure out all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now, and when you come back, it will be done. And I think I already screwed up. So, nice rookie mistake. As you can see, nice, perfectly beautiful round hole right there. That was drilled backwards. Forwards, oh, look at that oblong looking goofy thing with a weird little nick up here in the corner. Look at that, man. Ugh. So, with any luck, Teflon's going to help me out with that goofy hole. So, now we're going to have to leak test this bucket. It may become a 4-bucket design. Back inside here in the greenhouse, I've got all my holes drilled. They're all sitting on my gross, disgusting greenhouse floor. And I've got all of them interconnected with the main sprinkler, I guess, line. And like I said, I got everything drilled out. I put everything in, put the buckets on their side, pressed down pretty good. And yeah, like I said, I got excess over here. So, but back over here, another awesome little tip. is I've been struggling with the, pump in the bucket design for quite a long time, and I keep drilling holes in lids. Why didn't I cut a slit in the side like that? I could have went a little bit way less there, and it would have been a much perfect cut. And if I would have measured, I could have made it like exactly where it needs to be. But whatever, this is the north side anyway, so it's not going to have complete direct sunlight. It'll just be reflected or whatever. I can't believe I haven't thought of that yet. I did now, so finally, there's a tip for everybody. If you have any kind of bucket lid, just cut down the side a little tiny bit. Even if you try it and then put the bucket lid on, you didn't go far enough, and just keep working it that way, that would be much better. Anyway, we got our plumbing done here. Like I said, I wanted this is the last bucket here, and we're on a kind of a slope right here, so this should have the most amount of water. That's where the pump's going to be. And I'm going with this design. Here's my main line coming in from all the other buckets right there, and it's coming in right here. I am going to, where the heck did I put that daggone thing? Anyway, there's a T around here somewhere. I just had it in my hand. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, so, look, there's my shopping list right there. I need 3 T's, 5 males, and cap, which meant for this line right here, which I couldn't find. But anyway, yeah, shopping list works great on your hand. So anyway, this pipe right here is a little bit too tall. I'm gonna have to trim that down. We're gonna put this T on here, connect these two guys. This one is just coming out, going to nothing. So I am just going to bend this back on top of itself, and that's gonna be the end. I'm gonna then, these right here are 24 inches long. I figured 24 inches on center between 2 buckets. That is pretty decent amount of space right there. So not even showing, but yeah, so I think that's about enough space between 2 buckets. I still have not drilled any holes in my bucket lids. I'm not gonna have plants in here tonight. I just want to make this work, so let's make it work. Yeah, that's it. Oh, one last thing. Yeah, all the buckets are the same height. They're all 18 inches, so I did 10 inches for the hole, and on both sides I actually marked and used the measuring tape and everything. My little bucket here, I believe, is 15 inches, so I went 8 inches tall. And the cool thing about poly is it will just bend when you tell it to bend. So, and it's going to come out, and I'm going to cap it off over here. Alright, so that's the basic design. We'll keep looking at my dirty greenhouse floor, and now we're gonna go ahead and start cutting some pipe, put this all together. Oh, one other fun little tip with this poly here. I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but what I do is I will take a lighter and I will hold this pipe upside down, and I literally try to get the flame inside the pipe. Oh, how long do I do it for? Probably 6 seconds, maybe. I literally don't, literally. I'm not trying to burn the pipe or melt it. I'm just trying to soften it up a little bit. And sometimes I actually will do like a few seconds, try putting the fitting on, because as you can see, that's a big barb, and that doesn't want to fit on there with ease anyway. And if you, I don't know, I'm a smaller guy anyway, but I have trouble getting that on there. So if it's anybody else, it might be a little, less strength than me, which probably is not a lot of people. But anyway, yeah, so that helps me out a little bit. You just kind of soften it up a little bit, and then you can go ahead and put it on. And if you do it strategically, like when I do this one, I'm going to do this one first, pull it out of here, and go ahead and put this in, and then I'm going to go ahead and do these two, because I think that'll be a little easier. But anyway, that's babbling, and that's way too much information for that. Anyway, let's see what it looks like when it's done. Alrighty, now I'm in rush mode because we're just about out of light. Right here, I got my leaking hose in here, but as you can see, threw in the T, joined the 2 ends. Oh my god, is that such a pain in the butt. The friction from, because I cut the hole too small, trying to pull the pipe over while I'm trying to push it in, while the pipe is not big enough. You can see how much that pipe actually had to stretch. That's why I do the lighter technique. I don't really agree with that because of, what kind of toxic stuff are you putting into your water now, but hey, it's made out of that stuff, and it's gonna be there, and yeah, heat will make it worse, but whatever. Pick and choose your battles, man. Right here, I got an 1.25 inch coupling. Doesn't matter that it's a T. And let's see, it's too dark to see. I took the end of the hose and just folded it over on top of itself, and then slid this right on there. One good tip is use a half decent size, like this much, to fold over on top of the other side, just to give it a little bit of grip. Did the exact same thing, only I used a 45 on the other end. But yeah, all of my emitters are all in here. That was fun, trying to get a drill inside the bucket to go ahead and drill holes, but I much rather would have done it like this than drill the holes and then have to deal with where they are after the fact. At least I made those holes. Alright, so anyway, yeah, blah blah blah, yeah, it's getting dark. Okay, so whatever, let's turn this sucker on. Hey, look, a little spider. Oh, got up. Whoop. Going back in. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, let me shield the camera for a second. And, good thing I put a plug right here. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this even works. Not too bad. Okay, yeah, it's coming out of the bucket. So that's pretty good. But over here, might have to fiddle around with that. Maybe I need a bigger pump. Although I bet if I raise the water level a little, that'll reduce the head, and maybe it'll work a little better. Let's go to the last one here. Second through fifth are all about looking the same, but it's not looking bad. It's doable. We can work with this. So, alright. Well, before dark design, obviously these are the best ones right here, so maybe my idea of having the pump in the middle would have been a better idea. Still can do that. All I would have to do is remove this, well, this whole piece of pipe here, move this outside of the thing, and then go to the middle pump and go ahead and fix it. But this is how it's going to remain for right now, because I don't even have plants to put in there. But, alright, yeah, oh, we are pretty low on water, too. So, alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and start messing around and seeing if I can make this work more efficient with more water. I don't anticipate going any higher than the bottom of this pipe here. But, who knows? We'll see. So, it does seem like the more water that's in at least this bucket right here, the more water is shooting out. So I believe that will solve most of the problem. But I'll probably need a bigger pump, especially because I want to add more buckets, and that's why I just chose this area right here. And I could probably get a hydro tube above this area. So, alright. Well, yeah. So, yeah, this is boring, me filling up a bucket. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and that way you can get notified when I have more videos coming out, because there's going to be more videos about this system here, many more of the stuff within the greenhouse here. We got the hot tub aquaponic garden, we've got the lava rock aquaponic garden, we've got the hydro tube back here, which is working awesome. Peppers just came in there yesterday. So, and where you at? There you are, my Ahi Fantasy. Look at that. This is the guy that's looking really good. But anyway, we'll get to this this update on Friday, Thursday, and Tuesday. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come back, check out what we're going, what all we have going on, and yeah. Don't forget to throw a comment down below. I love seeing the comments. I love seeing the thumbs up, and yeah, all that fun, happy social media stuff down below. And I will catch y'all in the next video. But till then, later.